Hello, hello. Nice to see you again. Welcome to Okelodean TV.
Welcome, welcome.
Today we are going to be discussing
How to reconnect with your spouse.
yes,
How to
important subject.
Important subject,
Because you know what? People always grow apart at some point.
Yeah.
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 You just find, life takes over, kids come, I don't know, sometimes even illness. Just a whole lot can happen, and
It's
you
true.
find yourselves drifting apart.
It's true. Remember, love, marriage is a journey, and it's a long journey. Look, you're spending a lifetime with this person, living
Yeah.
in the same house, having children, all those kind of stuff. 365 times, I don't know how many years you are together. So imagine you two together. There might be a likelihood of you two drifting apart. You know, as
Yeah.
my wife has said, maybe you have different careers, maybe both of you are growing differently, maybe you're in a long distance marriage. It could be so many reasons why you two are actually drifting apart. So the question is, how do you two reconnect? If you're realizing that, you know what, you and your spouse have kind of become a bit distant with each other, so how do you reconnect? How do you reconnect?
Yes.
The first thing, darling, I think, don't panic.
Don't panic.
Don't panic. Don't panic. Just
Take
because
a chill
take
pill.
a chill pill. Just because you two are not connecting as you used to before doesn't mean it's the end of your marriage.
No.
That doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Pause. Don't panic. You don't be like, oh my goodness, no. Relax. There is a solution. So don't panic. Don't panic.
Yeah, don't panic and make decisions like lifetime decisions on a on something that's fixable.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Number one, don't panic.
Yeah. Because actually, just to add on to that, sometimes you make the worst decisions when you're in a moment of desperation
Yes.
and panic. And you end up saying things that you don't like just because you're panicking.
Absolutely.
And you end up being forceful also and putting pressure because you're panicking. So do not panic.
Do not panic. And then you could pray together.
Yes.
How to reconnect? Start praying together.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, who better to help than God?
Exactly.
He knows our most innermost longings.
Yeah.
And so when we bring it all at his feet and
Yeah.
just say, you know what, God, it will take you.
Yes.
Please help us.
Yes.
He will.
He will. And so don't be that husband who prays in his own closet, and then a wife who prays in her own closet.
No.
And then hold hands, pray
together.
And the best time to pray for your marriage is especially when things are difficult. Not just when things are good and you're praying for a meal. No. When things are difficult. And maybe these are the kind of prayers that even your children don't. Just between you and your spouse. Let's go to a bedroom. We pray, honey. We need God. We need God. And as you pray, then we come to the third thing actually that you should be doing even as a couple, So as you're reflecting on how it is that things got this way, look back. What happened? What happened? Was it something you said? Was it something that was done? Was it an issue that was ignored? When did the rain start beating the two of you as a couple? What happened? What transpired for you to start pulling away? Was it when the child number 1 came or child number 3 came? Was it when one of you
Lost
a job or got a promotion and then became prideful? What happened? What happened? When did you two start drifting apart? Was it a statement that was said that was ugly? When did you start drifting apart? Which year? Which month? Go back to the specifics.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to go walk down memory lane no matter how ugly.
Yes, because we cannot change what we do not acknowledge.
Yes.
So once you acknowledge where the rain started beating the two of you, then a change is going to come. All right. The other way to reconnect is to apologize.
Apologize.
Apologize, man.
Apologize.
When you do something wrong, apologize. Because when somebody is vexed, that only causes a further rift apart. Yeah.
It's true. Apologize. Sometimes just that lack of an apology is the wall that stands between you two.
True.
And once you say, I am sorry, honey, for what I did, even if it was something that you did 2 years ago, I'm sorry. You know what you're doing? You're acknowledging your spouse's emotions and feelings.
That's right.
And sometimes that is the door, that is the key that is needed to open up the door to reconnect. Just that, I am sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. And remember, you don't apologize because you think you are wrong. You apologize because your spouse believes you offended them. You could have done something innocently, but your spouse perceives offense.
Yes.
So just tell your spouse, you know what, I'm sorry. Do not let ego get in the way. Do not let pride get in the way. And remember, ego is not just for the men. Also, women have egos.
We do.
You know? So don't let ego get in the way. Say, I am sorry. I am sorry for what I did to you. I'm sorry. Own up to your contribution to the mess. I'm sorry. And sometimes that's all your spouse has been waiting for. Some people are waiting for an apology for years.
For years.
For years. So please, let them wait no longer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did this to you. Just say those words and you will see. Just those simple words.
Yeah.
They will open up a lot of good in your marriage.
They will. They can unbreak a heart.
Yes. Unbreak my heart. Say you love me again, as the song goes. You know.
Yeah, we love her.
Well, the next thing that actually you can do to try and reconnect, these are just tips that we're giving that you might actually find useful. Is before you expect your spouse, to give you something, you give it to them. Give what it is that you expect.
Yeah.
Do you expect kindness from your spouse?
Give kindness. Yeah.
Do you expect an appreciation from your spouse? Give appreciation. Do you expect a gesture of love from your spouse? Give that. Do you expect a gift? Give that. Whatever it is that you're expecting from your spouse, give.
Yes, that's right. And the next point, do not look for outsiders.
No.
Do not look outside of it.
This one you have to repeat again,
Do not look outside of your marriage for reconnection. Because the minute you bring in third parties, you'll spoil everything.
It's true. It's true. Because
for solutions, you look within, not without.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the solutions lie with you too.
Yeah.
You are the ones who love each other. You are the ones who know what happened. So bringing in somebody else who doesn't have the background to your marriage or your relationship, I don't think the advice is going to be quite right.
Yeah.
And to be fair, whenever we bring in a third party, we tend to favor ourselves. We say things to that person that favor us. Yes. Oh, he doesn't do this or he doesn't do that. But what is my part? We hardly ever say our part. So yeah.
So don't look for that opposite, the person of the opposite gender outside there.
Don't look for affairs.
A shoulder to lean on. Oh, my husband doesn't treat me well, and then you know what that guy is going to tell you. You know what? I wish I was your husband. Oh my goodness, he doesn't know what he's missing. And if you're a man, you're going ahead and telling you're telling that woman, you know what, my wife, she's hard-headed, she's difficult to live with. You know what, that woman is going to show you another. And guess what? That's a temporary fix.
It's a temporary fix
because the solution that you're looking for, as my wife has said, it's within the marriage,
It's within, not
without. Not without. And then the danger, as you said at the very, very beginning, don't panic because yes, a couple can drift apart. But then you see, once you start leaning on another person outside of your marriage, or even on other people outside of your marriage, what you're doing is that you're escalating the problem to not just something that can be fixable into the marriage, but now you are breaking trust and messing things, and you might actually now be setting up your marriage for its downfall just because of your act. So out there you can get somebody who can give you a shoulder to lean on the same way you're supposed to give you a shoulder to lean on, but then the outsider is only temporary. Only temporary for a few weeks, a few months, and then before you realize it, you know what, the temporary has gone, and then you've messed up the permanent that is your marriage. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
It actually is going to discourage your spouse from reconnecting, from making attempts to reconnect with you.
The minute they know there's a third party, forget it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And so the next thing that actually we also want to give as a tip, just so that you can use, complain less. Complain less.
Complain less. Praise more.
Yeah. Praise more.
Praise more.
Don't be all about what your spouse is doing wrong. Oh, you never spend time with me. You all these things.
You never help with the
You
kids.
never help with the kids.
You never. And there's something that we always say, like, don't use absolutes. Don't use you never.
Or you always.
You always
do wrong.
Yeah.
That's not true.
No, it's not true.
That's not true.
It can't be true for any human.
It cannot be
to
true.
Always.
Yeah.
No.
And you know why it cannot be true? Because if they never did anything wrong, you would never have married that person in the first place. So you married that person because he or she was doing lots of good things.
Lots of good things.
Yeah.
You chose them for a reason.
Yeah. There was a reason why you two fell in love, So please complain less and appreciate and praise more.
Yes.
That way, you're going to invite your spouse to enjoy time with you. You're going to invite, because you'll be attractive. People who praise and appreciate are very attractive.
Yeah.
People who complain, you just want to run away from them. You don't want to be with somebody who all they see is what you're doing wrong. I feel like I'm the only one doing everything in this marriage. I feel all this. You never. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. If your spouse comes home late, don't be. By the time that your spouse is coming home, it's just attack. You know what? Your spouse is going to come even more late than he or she used to. But when your spouse comes home and you're like, wow, your company is very enjoyable. I'm really having a lot of time, a lot of wonderful time spending with you, a lot of wonderful moments with you. You know what? Your spouse is going to enjoy spending time with you. So when you complain less and you praise more and appreciate more, you become more attractive and you invite your spouse to reconnect with you even more.
That's it. Another way to reconnect is to just ask your spouse, let's just do a stock check of where we're at.
Yeah.
What can I do to love you better?
Yeah.
Or,
Exactly. And it's just asking that question. What can we do to reconnect, my love? What do you think we can do so that we can make our marriage better? That's powerful because you're giving your spouse power to contribute.
Yes.
Your spouse feels like a participant in this process. It's not just you saying, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this.
Yeah.
You're making your spouse feel like, oh, my feelings matter. Oh, my thoughts matter.
I matter.
Because guess what? Most of the times you and your spouse have the solutions to your marriage. It's just that you're not asking each other.
Yeah.
Just that you're going to your friends who don't even know your spouse well, you're going to whoever who don't even know. If you can only ask your spouse, you know what, honey? Your voice matters, your thoughts matters, and you know what? I want to enjoy spending time with you. I want us to really have a wonderful marriage. So, what do you think we can do to make our marriage better? Yeah. How can I love you better? What am I doing that offends you or pushes you away? And how can I invite you back in? Asking that question in a polite way, and when you two have got enough time to have a conversation. Not when he or she's just about to walk through the door and putting on the tie. Oh, I don't have a tie. Like, hey, what? No. When things are calm and cool, have a conversation. We call it a love check.
Yes.
Do a love check of your marriage. Well, yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah. So you can consider that. You can consider that.
You can.
And there's a statement that we love saying, darling. Love is built on activity.
It is.
Love is built on activity.
Yeah.
So
you've got to do stuff together.
You
don't do stuff apart. Don't be that couple where you're invited somewhere but you go alone.
Yes.
Or you just do things alone with your friends. You don't involve your partner. That only creates a further rift.
Yeah.
There's no togetherness there.
Exactly. And that's the next point, like do activities together. Do activities together because remember, you are maybe both of you are working, so you're coming home exhausted. And you need to find something that you can actually be doing together. Is it cooking? The man can cook the ugali, the wife can cook the stew, as you please. Is it playing an indoor game together?
Yeah, you can play drafts. You can play snakes and ladders with the children. Yes.
And you can even compete.
You can dance.
Yeah, you can dance.
Have a dancing competition in the house. We love to do that.
We love to do that. And of course,
dance
of course, you know who wins. So you can have a dance competition. You can have these moments whereby, just activities. Don't be too serious with life, man. Don't be too serious with life. So have competitions, have activities that you do together. You can even do shopping. Something as unique as going shopping together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just go shopping together, do activities together. You know what? Find some stuff that you can enjoy doing together, that you can actually build that closeness between you two. Love is built on activity.
It indeed is. The other way to reconnect is to watch your tone.
Oh my goodness.
Speak with kindness.
Oh my
You know,
goodness.
sometimes we can get so used to each other that you don't say please, you don't say thank you.
Oh.
You're even more polite and courteous to strangers than to your own spouse.
Unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. And yeah, you might have drifted apart just because of the way you speak to your spouse.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know I had to check myself on that one.
Oh, darling.
I know I did. So, you know, we're not asking you to do something that, you know, we haven't had history with. So,
Love you, honey.
love you.
And you know what? There's this saying that I love to say. You know, your spouse can love you, but not like you.
Hey.
Love is a decision. Your
Hey.
spouse can be committed to that marriage. You know what? Me, I'm in this marriage. You know, I'm in this marriage 100%. I'm devoted. I'm committed, but I don't like your company.
Yeah, I just don't.
Whatever needs to be
The
done.
way you talk to me.
Yeah, the way you
man.
talk to me,
Your
I don't
whole
like it.
demeanor.
Yeah, you.
Hey.
I don't like it. I don't like it. So you find that a spouse will perform the responsibilities. They will provide. They will cook. They will give you conjugal rights. They will do all the things that are required of a spouse, but they don't like your company. You don't want that. You don't want that. So how can you be likable? You know, as my wife has said, check your tone. Check your tone. Be that, create that. Every single person has a microclimate. So create a microclimate that your spouse will enjoy. That when I'm in your climate, your microclimate, I enjoy because you're warm.
You're like in Hawaii or someplace.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Bahamas.
Yeah, aloha. Yeah.
Not Iceland.
Yeah, man, not Iceland. Not Iceland. You know,
Cold.
So cold and hard.
Harsh.
You know? So be warm. Have a microclimate that's warm. You know, check your tone, check your facial expression. Don't be banging doors. Hey, when what's going on in your house? You know, relax. So be warm, be gentle, and this way your spouse will not only love you in terms of commitment, but also like you. Like your company. Like, hey, you can have a spouse who cannot wait. I cannot wait to leave my friends and go be with, you know, my spouse. You don't want that kind of a love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So check that. Check your tone. Check how
Check
it is
your
that you
tone.
speak,
Check
you know?
your tone.
And then the other thing that also we need to remember, you know, is go back to the things that you used to do that actually made you fall in love with each other. You had it. You had it.
You did.
Honestly, before you lost it, you had it. Those things that you used to do, those special moments that you used to have, go back to that. Go back to the first love that you had for each other. Maybe you become too familiar, and it happens, you know. So it's just like when you have a garden and then you've neglected that garden for a while. Once you start watering the garden, it grows.
Yeah.
So go
and
back.
Looks neat
It
and
looks
tidy
neat.
and lovely, and everybody admires it.
Exactly. So the grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you do the watering. You know? Yeah. So water your garden. Water your garden. Go back to your first love. You too had it.
You did.
Those things that you used to do. You know what I'm talking about. You know what we are talking about. Those things that you used to. And if you want proof, go back to your previous messages. Go back to your previous photos. Go back to your previous memories. You will see you had it. If you can go back,
Had it.
if you can humble yourselves and go back to doing those things, you're going to have your love back.
For sure.
Yes.
The other way to reconnect is a no-brainer. Spending quality time together.
Yes.
Quality is the key word.
Yes.
Yeah, make sure you make time for each other, date nights. I don't know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And quality time is very, very important. And sometimes all you need to do is also just be present. Just be present.
Be present.
Even if you two are not going to have a conversation and talk, just be in the same room.
Because sometimes you can say a lot without saying a lot.
Without saying a lot. Yes.
Just your presence is just comforting.
Yeah. And there's some conversations your spouse will never have with you until you're present. You just, because there's something about you two being in the same room, you'll find yourself talking. But if you keep avoiding each other, one person is this, when the husband is in the bedroom, the wife is in the kitchen. When the wife goes to the kitchen, the husband goes to the outside to the parking. You know, find a way
Avoiding each other
avoiding
by
each other.
all means.
You will never
Necessary.
talk. You will never talk. So even if you two are going to have an uncomfortable silence, you have that uncomfortable silence, but it's going to be just for a while. Eventually, someone will start saying something. Oh, by the way, how is your mom doing? And then that conversation becomes a bigger conversation that's going to be pleasant. Oh, by the way, how are things at work? You know, so ask these questions. This is how to have this quality time. Show that you're interested in your spouse. You know, how is work? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me that you used to
How's work? How are you?
How are you?
Not even how's work. How
How
are you?
How are you?
Yeah. Like really.
Like really, how are you? You know,
Mm-hmm.
you look at your spouse's hands, you're like, hey, honey, I noticed there's a mark over here. What happened here? Maybe your spouse had an accident and you've never ever known about that. And
Yeah, then there's a sad thing where sometimes even your spouse is sick and you
Yes.
have no idea.
no idea.
You're
no
in the
idea.
same house.
No idea.
No idea.
Yeah. And when you ask these questions, don't ask like you're investigating, like you're interrogating your spouse. Where were you at this particular point or this particular time? No. Relax.
Relax.
Just have a conversation and ask inviting questions, open-ended questions they're called, where you're expecting your spouse to give an answer that will be more than just yes, no. Are you hungry? No. Do you want food? Yes. No. You want conversations that are beyond that are about your feelings, how your spouse feels, are about your day, about your the state of your spouse. So have those kind of conversations. The other thing that you can consider doing as a couple to reconnect is go out of your way to touch lives together. Oh my goodness, there is power in being a blessing to people's lives.
Absolutely.
Whether it is saving up some amount, whatever amount it may be, and then just going to a children's home and being a blessing to those people.
Yeah.
Whether it is visiting a home for the elderly, whether it is running a charity walk, whether it is organizing something for the community, or just doing something special, not just for your kids, but also the kids in the estate. Find something that you two can do together as an activity that can be a blessing to others, where you stop thinking about you two as a couple and start thinking about, okay, what can we do
the
together?
bigger picture, the community.
For the community.
How can we as a couple impact the community?
Yeah. And when you do that, you know what's gonna happen? You two are going to feel so fulfilled together, like, wow,
It's
look
very
what we
fulfilling.
did.
It's
what
very
we did.
fulfilling
There are some people out there smiling
because of
because
us.
of us. It's going to give you so much joy. And that's how you're going to realize that this is not just your husband or your wife. This is a life partner, a purpose partner, somebody who gets you, and somebody that you are a force to reckon with in your community in touching lives. That way you start to reconnect. So touch lives together.
Touch lives together.
Yeah.
Reconnect back.
Reconnect back. And even as we come to the close of this, we just want to remind you that it took a while for you two to drift apart. It might take a while for you to reconnect.
Yes.
Don't lose hope.
Don't lose hope.
Don't
give up.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
Be
Give
patient.
yourself some grace.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Give each other grace.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, so you may do something for your spouse, and then your spouse doesn't respond back. That doesn't mean that
The way
give
you
up.
hoped. Don't give up. Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep loving them.
Yes.
Yeah, keep loving them. Love breaks a lot of barriers.
It's true.
It does.
It's true. So incremental steps towards reconnecting. It won't happen in a day, because you two did not drift apart in a day. It was a slow fade. And coming back together as a couple will take some time. Do not give up. Even if you're going to be the one who initiates, be the one who initiates. Because it has to start from somewhere. Somebody has to lead
Someone
this.
has to be the bigger person.
Yeah. So if you're a husband, if you're a wife, whoever it is that is watching this video, share this video with your spouse. Even if your spouse is not going to be receptive, you know what? Initiate. Stand up for your marriage, and your spouse is going to catch up. Someone has to start.
Yes.
So be patient. You will get there.
You will get there.
Yeah. Love is a journey. Nurture it and protect it.
Amen to that.
And for Makelo and I, we wish you
the best of love. Always. Love you guys.
We love you.